Okay, so today's project is fixing the lighting in my garage. There's a bunch of other things that need to be fixed, but I have lights now. So right now my only light is this 2-bulb fixture that I have tied to a dimmer. So this is the light off now. Could you tell I even turned it on? It's only lights the back half of the garage, and it's barely lit up at all. You can't really work in here at night or do anything. So today, while it's raining out, you probably hear the rain in the background, I'm gonna try and put in some lights. So my friend Manny, let me show you what he got. He was kind enough to give me his 13 Barrina T8 bulbs. So they have little brackets, they mount in the ceiling. Yeah, I know they're not like super nice or, not like Obsessed Garage or anything, but I'll be able to work in my garage at night and actually see what I'm doing. So I got 10 of these to figure how to lay out. I have 13, but I can't use them all. 10 of these lights. It should definitely light up the garage enough. And what I'm gonna try and do, you can wire these 0 to 10 apparently. I'm gonna try and put them into my smart switch over there, which is a motion switch, but also a smart switch you can use on your phone and program. So I'm gonna try and wire that into this guy up here and see if I can get them to work. So probably today and tomorrow I'll capture some footage of me getting these all laid out. I'll do 5 by 2, 5 on this side, 5 on this side, and see what it looks like. Pretty easy process. I'll probably just time lapse it, but yeah, let's make the garage look a lot better. So I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm doing here measuring wise. You can see down there, I have all the anchors and everything. So what I'm doing is I know that this one from this one is 20 inches. And then I did this one to that wall, 71 and a quarter. So I know that's 91 and a quarter, 91 and a quarter. So then what I'll do is I've done 2 of them now. Now I can measure from this one to that one, and then from this one to this one. That will get me 49 inches. So if I know every dimension of it, I don't really need to measure off that wall anymore. I can measure just by the 2 that I set up that were off that wall. I have their dimensions, I know it, and I just do that. So I measured from here roughly out to here, 44 3/4. This is 44 3/4. I measured from here to here, and this line here is 44 3/4. I connect my tape measure to there, to here, and I run along this line until it hits 49 inches. That's where I know where my hole is. So if I grab my tape measure here, hook it on, come on, hook on my tape measure, run it out. So 49 inches is right there. Boom, that's where I put my anchor. So, kind of give you an idea how I'm going about this with just a tape measure and no wall to measure off over here. So that wall I started off of ends there, air handler's there. So that's another way to get it, within probably a 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch accuracy. So, yep, those are the last ones I need to do. And then I have to do this side. Miata's here. Now this would be way easier if you had 2 of these already done and you did a laser line with like a laser line little tool. Man, life would be way easier, but I don't have one of those, and I know they're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon for 25 bucks, so maybe tomorrow I just buy a really, really cheap one and do this side way faster, because you probably do it twice as fast if you had that. But this works too. Okay, so I have 3 of the Barrina T8s installed now, as you can see. I did a couple of them off camera because I wanted to make sure I didn't look like an idiot. But no, I wanted to see and make sure I had all the correct measurements, just to make sure I don't misinform anyone with like the measurements that I did for these. But the lines are pretty tight. I guess you could staple them, or if you really wanted to, you could like run them through your ceiling, but I want to make as little holes as possible. So I'll just have wires up there for now, but I did, 2 anchors and just clipped them in. But I'll show you the measurements. So if you look at my drawing here, this is actually this way in real life. That's the door. So these little holes are the holes for the anchors that I did. So it's 71 1/4 off that wall. And then it's 44 3/4 apart for each light. So 44 3/4 from that anchor hole to that anchor hole. And that gets you a pretty, tight cord between the lights, how they're daisy chained. And then the anchor holes themselves are 20 inches apart. So there's a clip there. So from there to there is 20 inches. And then it's really hard to hold a measuring tape, or if you don't have the right tools to get this all squared up and perfect. So I'm measuring off that wall with a tape measure and like barely getting it right. And then, because it's hard when you're just by yourself here doing this, it's hard to measure this correctly and not have the tape flopping everywhere if that's all you have to measure. And then these are set in, so there's 12 inches from this plastic, the end of that plastic cap, to this side of this clip here. That's 12 inches. That's 12 inches, 20 apart. That gives you room to move these back and forth, just in case if you weren't super accurate on your measurements. So these are the 3 here. It's just plugged into my garage door thing for now. Eventually what I want to do is, have like the furthest one over here or whatever, whichever one makes it the closest. I'll have it wired. I want to wire it into this circuit these lights are powered off of, because I don't know yet. I should research this, but these should be 0 to 10 volt dimmable. And this switch that I have here is 0 to 10 volt dimmable. I'll be sure to put all these things that I used in the description of the video, so you can go find them yourselves. But yeah, it's looking a lot better. Let's see if I can turn that one off. But yeah, just having one of these lights in here versus that, it was way brighter than it's ever been. Excuse my mess of a garage. It's when you have food service racks, shelves, it's hard to contain all of your crap. But over there, over here, it's way darker in person because the camera's exposing, auto-exposing to compensate for the darkness. And then it's underexposing here to compensate for the brightness. But 3 out of 7 lights done, it's way better than it ever was. So I'll be sure to give you an update on this. But yeah, going good. More measuring, more holes, so let's get to it. Got 5 lights up. Don't mind this weird pigtail thing. It seems like you always have a surplus of those random wire nuts until you actually need wire nuts, I swear. But yeah, I'll shoot that wire up into the ceiling, I'll caulk it or whatever, so it looks somewhat decent. Remove this light, put a blank plate over the little can that's there, and then I'll wire nut this along, and I'll staple it, run it to this, so then this light array is controlled by that switch. I'll have to look up the wattage for LED on that switch, but I think it'll be fine running these like cheaper LEDs. But first 5 on this side, so I parked my BMW, my M340i here. This is its parking spot. I don't know, let's plug it in. I have the exposure on the camera locked, so this is what it looks like in person here. So it shouldn't auto change anything. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. Way better. I can see stuff on the floor. I can see my hands. Yeah, awesome. Now eventually something like a high bay, like 4-bulb fixture, like 4-bulb, 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 like do 6 of them, maybe 8 of them. I mean, that'd be ideal, really ideal. But I'm happy. What will suck is when the garage door comes up, some of these will be covered, so you won't have that light. Ren's really never been in the garage. What? It's weird. It's like another planet. Whoa, what is this thing, dude? Whoa. You want to sit on it? Burp. What is this? Whoa, it's crazy. They're never out here. Okay, very basic setup. I removed the 2-bay fixture. Gosh, look at all that crap up there. Gotta clean the ceiling. I removed this 2-bay fixture here. It had Romix ran to it. So I'm using this AR630. If you get an AR630 pressure washer, they got the most stout cord I've ever seen. 3-conductor cord, but just wire nutted it in there. I want to test my theory if these can be dimmable or not. I think they can be, but that circuit is tied to the dimmer. Run this here, it's super jank, okay? But ran into here, wire nutted. So if this works, I will run this up to the ceiling and then staple it along the truss over there. I don't need this whole cord, I'll cut it to what I need. And then I'll seal that up with a cover plate. I think I want to fix these if I'm going to be up there. I mean, this is like, look at this crap. Seriously? Who did that? It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, let's see if I start this on fire. So we'll go over to my breaker. Garage lights. Whoa, they're on. Nice. Turn them off. Oh, this is a motion sensor too. So there we go. Off. Boom, hit the switch, turn them on, works. Can I dim them? Oh, no, non-dimmable. I do like having the motion sensor there, and it is a smart switch as well, so that's a nice feature. I guess I just won't be able to dim them. I'll try and look more into that to get more valid information, but at least this circuit works the way I want it to. I'll run that back up through that little remodeling can and back along this way through the trusses. So yeah, not bad. I did not start. This is a new day, so I did not start yet on this side. I just wanted to get that light down and test this circuit. So good to know. Okay, so I just finished lining up the other side here. So 5 more lights done. I used a laser. I'll put a link to that little laser that I used. It's not excellent, but I mean, it's cheap. And I got it done. But yep, this side's all done. I got this side wired here, so it runs up through the ceiling. I'll put like a little caulk on that. And then it runs into this. This is where that tube bay used to be. And I ran it into some pushing connectors, and then I'll put these lights into that pushing connector as well. I did a 4-way, so I'll have enough to bridge off. You need to be careful with these lights because you can only daisy chain them so much. They'll probably, if you daisy chain too far, like these you can do 6, so I have 5. The lights will start getting lower output and lower output, I imagine, or maybe the lines, these little lines just can't pull that amperage, and then you're gonna risk, you know, causing an issue, maybe a melted wire or a fire in your garage. You don't want that. So these are all done. I'm gonna wire up that whip over there. I have some Romex up in my attic that I ran. I did have that, what is it, AR630, like giga wire here. It's like super thick wire, probably 10 gauge, not 10 gauge, 10, number 10. But yeah, it's super thick, but I did find some Romex, so I ran that instead. So now I'm just gonna punch that whip up into the ceiling, run the Romex. So the Romex runs from there to here, and then I already ran another one from there that hopefully will make to there, but we'll have to see. So, okay, I got everything wired up. I have everything shoved in there. Time to find out if this whole thing catches on fire. Voila! Nice. Good stuff. So, yeah, these run Romex. These have their own separate runner Romex. So, yeah, that is 10 Barrina lights installed. So you can see, there's my little wire storage. I used push-in connectors. Make sure you follow the directions on how much to leave bare on the wire so you don't have any arcs going on in there and setting your house on fire. It's very important, follow the instructions. But yeah, nice. These are 30 inches, I think, off from the center hole of that mount right there, that little mount to that, it's 30, and that's 30. So, I mean, it's pretty dead nuts on. Sick. Very cool. Now I just need to get a cover plate for that and then spackle all these holes and then clean the ceiling. You can see all the crimes in here. But it's a bummer the dimming doesn't work. It must be for some different Barrinas that I saw. I just Googled it. I'm like, do Barrinas dim? And it was like, yes, 0 to 10 volt. I don't think these dim, so I just turned it. I programmed the switch to just turn off instantly instead of dim. Okay, so the garage is all lit. Got 5 here, 5 there. They work on the switch over there. They do not dim. I think I read the incorrect Barrina information. Maybe there's some different Barrina lights that do have 0 to 10 dimming. These boys don't. So, yeah. You still put it on a dimmer switch, it'll still work fine, like this one that I have, on and off. You know, I programmed the button 0 fade on and off, and it still works. But yeah, it's way better in here, so much better. I still need to get a cover plate for that little like can that's between the trusses, and I still need to spackle some little areas, but I'm pretty happy with it. You know, they're not the absolute best lights ever made. They're like 85 CRI, so you know, you're not gonna be like critical paint correcting and stuff or paint matching anything. But if I need to like change my oil or, you know, work on the car like mechanically, it's way better in here, way better. I'll be sure to include all the dimensions for setting these up So they're, you know, the wires are nice and tight across, and you have the right amount of movement between so you can adjust correctly. So I think I got it pretty well, I would say. Pat myself on the back. But yeah, and then I'll show you the switch over here. So this is the switch here. It's like a commercial electric smart dimmer. So these are programmed and there's 0 fade on them. If you do put a fade on them, the lights freak out. So instant off, instant on. When it sees motion, it'll turn them on instantly. So when I come home at night, you know, open the garage door, I can see. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this helped anyone who wants to upgrade the lighting in their garage for pretty cheap. But a lot of these like fundamental things in this video, you know, apply to any lights really. You know, find a breaker that's open, it has ample amperage left on it. Run it to a switch if it's not already ran to a switch. Run Romex to these lights. I didn't show anything up in the attic just because it's pointless. It's dark, but if you don't know how to run Romex, I maybe suggest checking out another video on how to run Romex from a light switch to a light. I don't want to be responsible for you burning down your house. But yeah, not bad. Now I just need some proper flooring in here and some proper storage for all this junk. And I wish I could get rid of my engine hoist and that press, but I don't know where I'd put them. Eventually, I want to build a block off here, a wall. Maybe I'll build it around the Sonic toolbox, but maybe like a wood accent, like my buddy Kyle did, and just have this enclosed off, so you don't see any of this behind the toolbox. You know, the toolbox just kind of pokes out from behind in front of the wall. I don't know, could be a cool, maybe I'll make it out of like pallets or something. We have a bunch of pallets at work. But yeah, that's it, so see you guys later. Don't know what video will be next. Maybe I'm doing flooring, I don't know. But see you later, bye.